gotta create a logo for Richie.
Are you there?
Not yet.
All right, we're going to try it again for you, those of you that are, Lord Almighty, man, that pisses me off.
Yeah, me too.
I know. We had Max on.
Okay, so, oh hell. I didn't know that you had already started the stream. Okay. So you already started the stream.
Somebody just texted me, no Play Harder Radio tonight. All right. Wow. Is Zoom started?
Yeah, it is. Would it be the same link again, I guess? Maybe?
Not the link, I'm sure, is not. All he needs is the 861-968-6589. He can open his Zoom and do join and put that in, and he's in.
Well, I already sent him a link.
That link probably won't work. It's
Yes,
a new.
it did. I just did it. It will.
Okay, good. This sucks.
Do you want me to cuss?
Now we're gonna have a video. We're gonna have whatever of me being.
Say some cussing.
No, I'm not cussing.
Cuss.
Other than, I'm just trying not to be a dick. Only 3. We're gonna get Richie back on.
Yeah.
Max, my man,
He can join too.
I'm gonna text him and say he can call if you want.
Your buddy Ray from Morrison says hi.
What?
That's what it says. Claire Wise. Claire Wise.
Hi, Claire.
Boom. Five. So is Max gonna jump back in?
Don't know.
Okay.
I wouldn't if I were him.
Just for spite?
Just no, not for spite. For like, you guys have no idea.
I gotta see that hair again. Did you see it?
Yeah, that was some
Some serious.
craziness going on.
That wasn't like bedhead. That was like, I'm not sure what that was.
Why am I drawing a blank on Ray?
I don't know.
Ray.
Who's Claire?
Claire's in Morrison.
Oh, okay. I don't know. Well, hell.
So we'll see if Max comes through. We're just gonna. Well, I'll have to call next week. I'm at dinner now.
Who said that?
Max.
Oh, really? He can't live stream from dinner?
Hell, dude, we just made a fool out of us, out of him, out of everybody.
Oh, to who? Nobody saw that. We can delete it. We'll delete it, Max.
Have you told Richie to call back?
Yeah. Let me see if he I sent him a text saying
We're about to, I believe we're going to have, what's Richie's last name?
Hayes.
Richie Hayes is going to be, I believe, live at Churchill Downs.
And he's not talent, but he'll
day
answer any questions.
He is
that you
the
have.
talent, as far as we're concerned.
I mean,
why are you?
he is
Why
talent.
are you putting
He
him
is
down?
talent. He is talented.
Why are you putting him down?
I'm not at all.
Why
I
are you
would never
dogging
put
him?
Richie down. Richie's my bud.
Well, yeah. I mean, the way you're talking about him, he sure is. Essential quality, it appears to be the chalk. You'd almost call essential quality the chalk.
He was up on the roof, and now he's probably done, or either they're wrapping, or well, he's working for Churchill, so it's not.
You say you did text him.
Yeah, I texted him, letting him know.
All right, we'll see if I'm just going to sit here and make a fool of myself or not until he comes back on, or if he doesn't. I noted. I just recently, this is perfect for Derby Week, but I just recently read a book. Did we talk about this? The greatest gambling story ever told?
No, tell me about it.
The greatest gambling story ever told is a gambling story from 1988, 87, 88, based on the horse Winning Colors.
I've heard of it.
Winning Colors was the last filly to win the Derby in 1988, and only the third filly of all time. Regret in 1915, and Genuine Risk. Do you remember that name?
I do.
Genuine Risk was 1980.
Yeah.
What year were you born?
I don't want to talk about it.
Whatever. I mean, what, 70? I guess you really don't want to talk about it.
No, I'm in the middle
Anyway,
of
you can
texting
bet.
somebody
You can
here,
make
so-
futures bets.
Oh, let's see. Richie's in again. Okay, let's see what's going on. Okay, Richie. Richie knows all about technical difficulties. Richie, you know.
I'm one big technical
Yeah,
difficulty.
you're a big technical
Richie,
difficulty.
let me tell you something. As far as technical this is Jim. How you doing?
Hey, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, man. Thanks for calling in.
Yeah, no problem.
Speaking of technical you are not the biggest technical difficulty. Your buddy, your friend
Yeah,
is.
he knows. Hey, it wasn't me. It wasn't me.
Who figured it out?
Well,
Oh.
it was me that figured it out.
It's a good thing we're not drinking right now, Richie. That's all I got to say.
Not yet.
Right?
Not yet.
Right? How's Churchill?
It's good. It's pretty quiet right now. As you have right now are people setting up for tomorrow, hanging all the pink stuff for Oaks, and cleaning up from all the drunks
Right.
throughout the rest of the day. So
What's the temperature there? It looks chilly. You got your jacket on.
yeah, no, it's perfect right now, and we're supposed to have low 70s for the weekend. So
Oh,
Can't
that's
ask
going to
for
be
much
about
better than that.
perfect, right?
yes, absolutely.
What's a bigger party day, the Oaks or the Derby?
I would say Oaks night. That's when all the Derby events happen. You got the Barnstable party, the Stallions and Fillies party. That's kind of, I think, after Derby. It's a lot of drunk people laying in the infield. So
Yeah,
That's kind of the end of it.
And you can't. All the bars are closed on Saturday night, pretty much too, because they all,
well,
or they used to.
I was
be.
gonna say I think they stay open now. Derby Eve, they used to stay open till almost 6 a.m.
Oh yeah.
They would stop serving alcohol at 4:30.
Were you old enough, Richie, whenever the Central used to be like
Yes.
the party?
Yes.
Okay.
So my first couple Derby experiences were Festival in the Field. They used to have live bands in the infield on Thursdays.
Thursday night, yeah.
Yeah. And then we would do Oaks Day,
I think
and
Gin
then
Blossoms
hang around on
played there
Central.
one time.
And then for locals in Louisville, it's all about the family Derby parties.
Right. Yep.
So
Have you ever had Derby pie?
yes, and actually I seen this the other day, but I haven't found it yet. They actually make a Derby pie ice cream.
Oof.
Yeah, yeah. I gotta find that.
My friend Laura Kelly is from Louisville, and she used to make me a Derby pie back in the day.
Well, what's your friend you said that works at Churchill?
Nicole, I can't. I don't know why I'm drawing Nicole. Makes me. Event.
How long has she been here?
Just
said,
recent.
He said she's in the event crew.
Nicole
there.
Finch.
Yes, Nicole Finch.
Yeah, yeah. I just met her the other day. So we were filming a feature about a tour guide, Churchill Downs tour guide, and we needed some stand-ins. And she works in events, and she was one of the participants.
Yeah, Nicole's
yeah.
awesome. She just recently got the job, and I was just I'm like, I think that's so awesome because I don't follow all the racing and the ponies a ton, but I love it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I always said if I had all the money, which you got to have all the money if you're going to be in horse racing, that I'd be in horse racing. Do you know Starwood Farms? I think it's Starwood.
It doesn't ring a bell.
Kenny Trout, does that name ring a bell?
Oh yeah, yeah, I know.
I think
He's you're thinking WinStar Farm.
WinStar, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Well, I got the part of it right. A star. Kenny Trout was the CEO, founder of XL Communications back in the 90s. And I shared the stage with him when I was with XL back in the day.
They invited us, or after Justify won a Triple Crown, we went and talked to Elliot Walden, which is his racing manager, and they allowed us to come on site and film all kinds of stuff. Super nice people. It's great that they got not only a Derby but a Triple Crown winner.
Yeah, right. That's over the top.
Yeah.
And to think,
I'm telling you,
and to think that I know him. Well, I say know him, right? You know what was funny about Kenny though is the event that I shared the stage with him. He he is terrified to speak in front of a crowd. And I say terrified, but he does not like it at all. And he has to have that podium up there. That's the security blanket, is the podium, so that he's got something to. And he's a great speaker, but he just I'm standing around backstage. He's a billionaire, and he's like, I'm so nervous, and I'm like, Kenny, everybody's here to see you. You're the hero here.
Yeah.
But
wonder how he felt standing in a winner's circle, in front of a couple 100,000 and millions of people at home.
Man, he was over the top about that, about the wins, so.
Yeah.
Right? So.
Oh, absolutely. You got to be.
So you said Hang in the Pink for the Oaks. Are those Philly races? Or the big race?
So
the big race
Oaks race. The big race tomorrow is the Oaks race. It's for 3-year-old fillies. And then fillies can enter the Derby. There's been a couple winners, Sunday Silence and Regret, but Friday is the Oaks, and that's fillies only.
Do you recall winning colors?
Yeah, so that was 1988.
Yep.
Trainer was
Dwayne Lucas.
Lucas. Because I was thinking it's him.
Wins, wasn't it?
It was the last filly to win, I believe.
It was the last filly to win. And the last filly to run was, I think, 8 Bells.
But wasn't that one of Dwayne Lucas's first horses? The winner, one of his first.
One of the first big horses he had.
It was the first big horse, I think.
Yeah, and then he won again in 95, 96. He went on a stretch. He won 7 straight Triple Crown races. So that's Derby, Preakness, and Belmont.
Right.
So he won the Triple Crown 2 years in a row, just with different horses.
That's amazing.
So it doesn't count as the Triple Crown. Yeah.
Are you familiar with the book, The Greatest Gambling Story Ever Told?
I'm not, no.
So you got to speak with what you know and having your experiences with the Derby. You got to check that book out. It's a great book, but it's about winning colors. And his handler, her handler, was a guy from Mexico, and his family had lived up here, and he was, the guys that come in at 4 a.m. and work their butts off all day and do all the dirty work and everything. He placed a futures bet on winning colors at 100-1 because he just
Nice.
had a feeling about how, she was big, she was mean, she would bite people and kick at people, and she just didn't take any crap from anybody. But he and her got along, and then there's a couple of gambling guys who got a wild hair, and they weren't. It was a little bit later when they placed the bet, so they went down to this track that's just across the border down in Tijuana, I guess, and
Yep.
and placed the bet down there and got 50-1. They bet $5,000 at 50-1. Another guy down there bet $20,000 at 50-1.
Wow.
And
That's amazing right there.
yeah, and organized crime owned the track. So when they won, they were afraid to go try and collect, right? And so because they're like, I mean, why? What? I mean, they just might kill us and stuff us and kill us and bury us and say, fuck 'em.
What winnings?
Yeah. And so,
What ticket?
but as
What
it
bet?
turns out, you got to read it anyway. But as it turns out, they paid him. They just they didn't want to pay. I mean, I don't think they wanted to, but they honored the, they honored their the bets.
Good for them. That's a
And-
great bet. Now, I will tell you this. You're speaking about big bets on grooms or handlers. I was doing some GoPro videos because that's what I do at Churchill Downs. I produce a series for them called Road to Kentucky Derby, and then I produce the morning work show. So we've been throwing POV cameras on these guys in the mornings. And one of the fillies, Crazy Beautiful, the exercise rider, was talking about how much he was going to bet on the horse. And you say 5,000, that's what he said. And he's going to do 3,000 to win, 2,000 to place, and 1,000 to show. So actually 6,000. I'm like, he must have a lot of confidence in this filly.
Yeah. And make good
But
money.
he's around her every day, you
And
know?
yeah, right. And that's what this guy was. And the one guy was just a professional gambler, and he had a friend, that went in on the $5,000 with him. So they threw in $2,500 each for the $5,000, and they got the money back across the border and somehow or whatever, because without declaring it. But the guy that won the $1 million on the $20,000 at 50-1. He decided, he was older. He had won like 250, or I forget what he won. He won $200,000 or something on a pick six or something in Southern at one of the tracks out there. Hit a pick six or something like that, and they called it. And so that's where he came up with his money. But he's like, you know what? If I win this bet, I'm done. He'd bought a hotel down the coast, and never came back to the United States. The money never came back to the United States. He had a CPA that he transferred the money to, and he bought a hotel and just lived out the rest of his life on the ocean.
Very nice.
That's
with-
what I want to do.
It's a happy ending story.
It looked like the end of Shawshank Redemption, but with the hotel, right?
Yeah. Now there is a story that floated around in 2005 when Giacomo won. There was a guy that he bet. Giacomo came in. It was a straight win bet, I believe, and it was going to pay $465,000, and he lost the ticket.
Oh,
Yeah. So the guy went back to the betting machine that he placed it on, and they were trying to, see if they could figure out where the transaction happened. He looked all over the ground. So I don't remember. Never heard how that story ended. I don't know if somebody actually got the ticket or if it's just floated into the garbage can and sit in some landfill right now. But that would make talk about sick.
oh man. So this is funny. So this is a funny story. I'm I'm throwing stuff
Do
out
you
there.
have time for this, Richie?
I probably don't want people to know.
Yeah.
But speaking of
The only
finding
thing we have to worry about is if I quickly go away, it's because, been running around all day and the phone's not charged. So if I go away, that's, I didn't hang up on you.
Okay, all good. We went to there's a place in Denver, well, it's actually Inglewood, called Red and Jerry's. And it's an off-track betting spot that we used to go to all the time and play the dogs a lot. And at the dog track, so you could play the ponies or the dogs there from all around the country. And I'm sitting there one Friday night, and I look down on my leg. I swear to God, I look down on my leg, and there's a ticket laying on my leg. And I pick it up and turn it over, and it's a winning ticket for $300.
Nice.
I tap my friend next to me, and I'm like, he goes, "Where'd you get that?" I go, "It was laying on my leg." He goes, "Shut up." I'm like, "It was laying on my leg. I'm not kidding. Where in the hell else would I get it? I haven't left the bar, So we cash it, and we go to the strip club next door, immediately.
Where else would
I've
you
never
go?
been to a strip club, so
Shut up, Todd.
Okay.
I'm telling a story.
Okay, I'm sorry.
And so a couple weeks later, this guy that I had a little despised a little bit, I had broken up with supposed friend. I had broken up where I was in the process of getting divorced or whatever, and he and my ex-wife to be had hooked up, slept with my wife. And so like 2 weeks
Is
after
this
that,
what this show's turned into?
so 2 weeks after the event happens, somehow it comes up. He goes, "Man, I was at Red and Jerry's a couple weeks ago, and I lost a $300 ticket that I won."
Karma.
And I'm like,
Karma.
"Yeah, baby." I didn't say a word, but I look over. The other guy that was sitting next to me was standing there when he said that, and that was one of the most priceless moments. I mean, only $300, but it was still pretty priceless.
And he never knew until he watched the show today.
And he never knew. Steve Bangs, fuck you, buddy. I got that $300.
Yeah.
But so, who do you like?
I've only been to one dog track, and
Well,
a buddy of mine
closed them in Florida
is real
now.
big into horse racing. So we went to a casino in West Virginia that had a dog track.
Nice.
And long story short, we bet all the ponies. Dog races are going on. We're done with that. We go to walk outside of this casino, and it iced over. And the only way to get in and out is up a hill. So everybody in that casino at that point was stuck until the city came and cleared the roads. Talk about making extra money. I was ready to go. You go back in for a couple hours so they get that worked out.
Was that anybody I know? It sounds like somebody that
They probably paid the fire department to spray the road down.
Yeah. Oh, one of our buddies tried to walk up it, and no, there was no walking up it.
That's crazy.
Yep. No.
That is crazy.
Too much ice. Yeah.
Are you up on the horses for Saturday?
Who's your favorite?
Yeah. So, a couple of different ways to look at it for me. Throughout the year, from September until May, I follow most of these connections. So I got a couple that I would like to see win. It'd be a huge party if they won. Local trainers like Brad Cox, he has the morning line favorite, Essential Quality, and Mandaloon. Mandaloon looks really like a beast on the track in the mornings. Trainer Greg Foley has Obesos. He's a local trainer, been doing this for years. It'd be great to see him win. And then you got to bet with your head. So a couple horses that looked really good on the track. Of course, all of Todd Pletcher's always looked solid. He's got 4. He's got Known Agenda, Dynamic One, Sainthood, and Bourbonic. I don't think he's going to have the winner. I think that Rock Your World, John Sadler, that horse just come off the truck screaming. I mean, he just looks like a winner.
Right.
He's had some good races out at Santa Anita, and then his stable mate or barn mate, not with the same trainer, but they're in the same barn. Hot Rod Charlie with Doug O'Neill. He's looked good. He's small though. He's real small, but he just looks athletic.
Those are maybe the two best names in the field. Rock Your World
Yeah,
and Hot Rod Charlie.
Yeah, Rock Your World. Man, he's, like I said, he come off the van. We have an arrival video of him. He takes 2 steps. He stops and just screams right at the camera. It was a pretty cool moment.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, that's 5-1 on Rock Your World and 8-1 on Hot Rod Charlie.
Yeah.
So they're up there, right behind Essential Quality.
Yeah. Essential Quality, 2-year-old champion, undefeated. He won a Breeders' Cup. He won an Eclipse Award. He's really the one to beat. But, I mean, when 20 horses get in a starting gate, anything can happen. It's all about a good trip. He's got Luis Saez, the jockey on him. He's a really great jockey. He's the one that actually rode Maximum Security to cross the finish line first, but got pulled down for interference. And Country House ended up winning the 2019. Yeah, 2019.
I remember that. Yeah.
So he's had that I won the Kentucky Derby feeling, but he don't have the
how does that
trophy.
feel? How did that
man, I don't know. I was up on the roof that day shooting with a very long lens, and from my vantage point, I knew something happened, but I didn't know what. It happened so quick.
Right.
I mean, from where I stood, it just looked funky. So when they started showing the replay, I was pretty sure they were going to bring him down. He came out 4 paths easily.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you think that was a pretty legitimate call?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. Now, everybody says the Derby's it's a rough race. You're going to get bumped around, but that's just a bad spot, top of the stretch to get bumped. You're not going to recover from that.
Right. Did you say he came out four widths, I guess? I don't remember what term you used, but to the,
paths. Yeah, 4 paths.
Got it. Mm-hmm. Right on. So are you gonna put some money on somebody on Saturday? I'm sure you'll play a little bit on something for the hell of it.
Yeah, I will. And you know what I used to do is, so what I'll try to do is pick, 4 horses and try to hit a trifecta. Whether it's, I'm going to try to do it straight or box it or will it, there's many different ways you can do that. But here's something I used to do, and I'll probably do it again because this field's wide open. It's a great Derby field and great Oaks field as well. Is take the longest shots. There might be a mine that bird. Put $2 to win on the top, or the longest odds. You can go 8 to 10. If you do 10, it's what, $20, and you may come out with $100 or nothing.
Right. We used to. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh.
Yeah. So, and some of the other ones are like the daily doubles. Like you can do the Pat Day Mile or the Woodford race, and then the Derby. If you want to key someone in that race before,
right,
and then do an all in the Derby, that can sometimes pay out pretty good.
Nice.
So what's the story on this Mike Smith? He's going to be, if he wins, does he have a good chance? The one with the older guy?
Oh yeah, I didn't even talk about him.
Midnight Bourbon
with Steve Asmussen. Yeah, he got a lot of attention on Twitter early in the week, where he was getting a bath and the handler lost the lead, so he got loose on the backside pretty much. And
oh, really?
There's a great video of him romping around in a muck pit. Muck pit's just where they put shitty hay pretty much. But yeah, and this other lady had a hold of another horse, and she's just a badass. She single-handedly, just one hand reaches out and grabs this lead. So now she's got 2 horses, one in each hand. It was a oh shit moment because there's a lot of concrete on the backside and they can slip and slide.
Right. Yeah.
But Asmussen, that horse has looked really tough in the mornings. He's training well. Asmussen thinks he's at peak performance. He's ready to go. Just talking with him off camera, he's very excited. As Steve does have another horse in the race, Superstock. That is actually owned by his part owner is his dad. And then to come full circle with that, Steve's son won his first stakes race as a jockey on that horse. So it's just a straight family affair.
Nice.
That would be another cool story for it to win.
Right. When did
It's not going to.
what do you think about Midnight Bourbon? Maybe 20-1.
Yeah,
Maybe.
yeah. That's the Steve Asmussen horse that got loose
Right.
on the backside. Yeah,
That's
he
what I'm
looks really good in the mornings. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I would have to go back and look at his PPs. I can't remember what race he came out of. I want to say it was down in Louisiana. I'm sorry, Arkansas.
Got you.
But in the mornings, man, he's a big, muscular horse.
Second at the Louisiana Derby.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep. Winning Colors got loose on the backside. I don't know if it was at the Derby or at the race before that she ran, but in the book there was a story about that where she got loose.
Yeah.
And had that, worried about her hurting herself or whatever, slipping or
Yeah.
something.
What was it? I think it was 2000. Fauci Pegasus. He was a maniac in the mornings. They really had trouble with him in the gates, this and that. And he came out and galloped on the track. And on his way off the track, he completely flipped over.
Wow.
I think it was the Wednesday or Thursday before the Derby. Vet checked him out. He was good to go and ended up winning the Derby.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is awesome. How long you been shooting out there?
Actually, so I started broadcast in 2006, and it's actually goes to Todd. He's the one that hooked me up. He double booked himself Derby week in Louisville because there's a ton of work. So he passed off.
Was that when I was
utility
going
position.
out of town? When I was going out of town?
No.
Or was that
No.
me doing
This
that?
was 2006, Barbaro.
I think that was the year I was doing the Food Network stuff. That's what it was.
No.
Okay.
You were doing TVG in the mornings,
Oh, okay.
and you were going to make
You
more money
remember better.
doing camera.
You remember
And,
better than I
no.
do.
Yeah. So I remember growing up, my family had a house, a couple blocks away from church. So it was always horse racing was always a thing for me. And then to be able to do broadcast, which I didn't know anything at the time, at the Kentucky Derby, that from then on out, I knew broadcast was what I was going to do. So I've done every year, Kentucky Derby every year since 2006.
Well, here's my question, Richie. Have you done any on camera for any of these networks? Because you're doing a good job answering questions.
Oh, no, absolutely not. I'm behind the camera.
Well, you need to look. Seriously, you should. I'll send you a link to this after it's done. You should. I mean,
Yeah.
you're doing a good job, Rich.
I think
It's fun. I mean, from September
sure.
until now, I'm engulfed in this. So, and then after that, I'll actually will end up traveling the Triple Crown. I got a job offer with Jockey Cam. So the morning work stuff that I was doing with those POV cameras, they noticed, figured out who was doing it, and then offered me a job. So
Are they doing the 360 stuff? Because I saw some of that 360 stuff you were posting.
yeah, they're not doing that. So what their niche is live. So all my stuff, I record it on them, come back, reframe it, and then put it out. But they actually have transmitters on the jocks, and they will broadcast it live during the race.
Cool. Do you have
Yeah.
a ponytail, Richie? Do I see a ponytail?
I do,
Oh,
yeah.
That's the first time I've seen that.
It's about 2 years of me just being flat out lazy and not shaving or getting a haircut.
Okay. All right. Well, man, I love you. It's good to see you.
so.
Yeah.
So 2 weeks until the Preakness. So you're going to be
Yeah.
pretty busy for the next month or so.
Yeah, so what I'll do is I'll lay low for 3 or 4 days. I'll just hang out. Then Fox Sports started doing broadcasts at Churchill Downs, so I'll help out technically with that show for the next couple weeks, or up until I leave for Preakness.
Nice. That.
Yeah.
How soon will you go to or how far ahead will you go to the Preakness? A week or?
No, I still have to work those details out. I believe it would probably be flying Wednesday, set up Thursday. They actually do a broadcast or a full test day Friday, and then the race Saturday, fly home Sunday.
Cool. Cool. The Black Eyed Susan is the day before the Preakness, and that is the locals. That's the race the locals go to.
Yeah, that so in Louisville, Oaks Day used to be that Locals Day. It's kind of moved to Thursdays now. With the pricing of tickets here at Churchill Downs, locals they moved a day ahead. Now they call it Thurby, so Thursday Derby, Thurby. Now I will tell you this: infield wise, nothing beats Preakness. It is an absolutely insane environment. They used to be able to bring in whatever alcohol you wanted. At some point, they stopped that, and they came up with a fictional character called Kegasis. And for $20, you could buy a cup, and they would refill it with whatever you wanted.
Kegasis, that's awesome.
And it was the what's the creature? It's half man, half horse. You know what that is?
Yeah. Something tar.
Yeah. So
Centaur.
that was the fictional character, but instead of it being a real muscular dude, it was a beer belly guy with a cup.
Nice. Have you ever seen the videos of the running of the potties at the Preakness?
Oh yeah.
Is that magnificent or what?
I've seen it live.
Oh.
It's pretty wild. It's to stay up there and not fall through is something to see. And yeah, the year I was there and was watching it, you'd have two people, one on each row, and just race all the way down it.
Yeah. So
Insane.
and they throw
and then they started
throwing beer
then they
cans
started
at
spreading
them.
them out.
Were they throwing?
Oh yeah.
Todd, so what they do is they get up on top. Have you seen it?
Oh, I know what you're talking
Oh
about.
yeah. It is one of the best videos I've ever seen. The number one video that comes up on YouTube, because this guy gets nailed about 3/4 of the way through the video. So perfect it had to be a full can of beer.
So you're saying they separated the porta cans so that they wouldn't be able to do
Yeah.
it, but
So
they still
what
tried?
they've done now. One year they tried to build a tent over top of them so nobody could run across them. Well, then they realized they just put pretty much metal material for people to tear up, tear to pieces and use as weapons pretty much. So what they started doing is doing three porta pots in a space and then 3 porta pots in a space. So then it become, could you jump from one to the other? They're going to figure it out.
If you're listening or whatever, look that video up. It is spectacular. That shot that dude takes in the head, it's like he got shot with a 30-06 in the head when that can hits him.
If you're asshole enough to jump up there and do it, you're asshole enough to get hit with a beer.
Oh man, I'm like, yeah, I'm not getting up there. You're taking your life into your hands. Well, listen, man, I appreciate you coming on. Maybe we'll have to follow up with you or do a little Triple Crown, check-in if you've
absolutely.
If you've got,
we'll be around. If I can get some of that Preakness footage in the infield, I'll send it your all's way.
Sounds good. Well, listen, good to meet you, and hopefully we'll talk to you in a couple weeks before the Preakness.
All right, guys. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Richie.
See you, Richie.
See you.
Todd, you get all the props, man. What a great call.
Oh yeah, Richie's great. I mean, him and I go way back.
He knows.
Yeah. I knew he. I mean, like I said, he's been doing this. I was, involved in the TV part. Richie has gotten into more, working with Churchill long term, and I was just doing the TV thing and making the horses look pretty, and he's gotten more involved with Churchill and stuff. I did the Churchill thing with him a couple of years, but then he's stuck with it since I moved, so he's been doing this for a while.
That was awesome. I'm telling you, I love horse racing. I mean, I don't follow it. Maybe I should. I guess I should follow it more. But I love the horses.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They're amazing.
And I'll tell you, I loved and enjoyed the dogs. It pisses me off that they
Quit running them.
quit running them in Florida. It really
All
does.
of Florida.
Yeah.
How
yeah.
come?
It was in the 2018 election. It was on the ballot.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same thing that got us $15 minimum wage. It was that same election. It was a Trump election.
Same BS.
It was when Trump was running, and everybody voted for Trump in Florida, and then they were like, "Oh yeah, we need to give people $15 an hour."
Well, those aren't Trump people.
Well, I think it's just
The
uneducated voters is what it is. I mean, it's the same thing with the horse, the horse or the dogs. I was like, really, it just.
All right.
So anyway.
Yeah. Well, listen. So this will turn into let's make sure we got to be on top of our of the ponies for the next 2 races.
All right.
After this week, maybe we'll get Richie back. That was awesome.
He will. He'll do it if he can.
Maybe we should do the show from all 3 venues next year.
That would be fun. Yeah.
I don't really want to go to New York, though.
I mean, comparatively speaking, it's a lot easier to do this stuff than it used to be. I mean,
yeah, quite. Well, listen, thanks for putting up with us tonight and our incompetence, whatever we were doing. I don't even know how, whatever.
Yeah, I don't know who did that or how it got changed. But.
You know what? Sometimes it's just, I don't know how it happens. You don't think that with computers and software or whatever that it can just change, but I don't know.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. Thanks for joining us tonight. We'll see you next week on Play Harder Radio.